And Tim Walz facing off. As a general temperature, we can show you that people currently like Walz a little better. It's a 15-point gap. Tonight's debate will also clearly get into big domestic policy issues we expect, almost certainly, including women's rights and abortion.
I certainly would like abortion to be illegal nationally.
Mind your own damn business.
Should a woman be forced to carry a child to term after she has been the victim of incest or rape? We want women and young boys in the womb to have the right to life. I think two wrongs don't make a right.
Do you want J.D. Vance deciding about your wife and daughter's health?
As you can see, there's plenty of information about both these candidates' positions on this big issue, but we've never seen them go toe-to-toe, and it is something that could be a drag on the Trump campaign, at least on that score. Tim Walz also has been successful, we discussed this earlier tonight, on pushing the weird label. Vance and Trump have struggled to address it.
You feel it. These guys are creepy, and yes, just weird as hell.
I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday, and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
Well, it's true. These guys are just weird. And it's, you know, they're running for He-Man Women Haters Club.
She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm J.D. Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
Now, Vance will go after what Republicans see as Walz's own potential vulnerabilities. J.D. Vance has accused Walz of exaggerating part of his military record. That's been discussed a lot. Walz has also had to address those questions on the trail.
These guys are even attacking me for my record of service. And I just want to say, I'm proud to serve my country, and I always will be. I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record. To anyone brave enough to put on that uniform for our great country, including my opponent, I just have a few simple words. Thank you for your service and sacrifice.
That may be the tone we hear tonight. We will see if it comes up. Walz has also faced legitimate criticism about how he oversaw the law enforcement response to BLM protests that got out of hand. Again, that's something the right has seized on, but to be clear, it's not only right-wingers and not only in the campaign context that was controversial. So that's something we could see come up tonight, and we'll see his response. Now, J.D. Vance could face questioning on what is the most glaring substantive question at the heart of his whole position on this ticket. And this is something that shouldn't be normalized or assumed as somehow just one more political thing. J.D. Vance, remember, rose to national prominence as a critic of Trump, as someone who warned against what Trump's winning would do, warning that Trump shouldn't ever get power. Vance self-identified as a never-Trumper. He publicly said he'd consider a Clinton vote, even as a Republican. That's how much he opposed Donald Trump. And now he has had to retract all of that to literally run with Trump.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. My current plan is to vote either third party or, as I joke to my wife, I might write in my dog. I might have to hold my nose and vote for Hillary Clinton.
Do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding.
I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
To a very dark place. And has it only gotten darker? These are the bigger things that can matter if voters who don't follow the news as closely as you might or haven't heard those well-documented comments and interviews in his own voice, if that comes up tonight in a credible way, that may remind people that the guy on the stage has a lot of explaining to do, and the guy who picked him clearly picks people who oppose him as long as they go along with the current transactional power deal. And that brings us to the last point, and this one also important. We are in a campaign. It is supposed to be a democracy, and yet J.D. Vance is someone who has, as he has warmed to Trump, also warmed to something that has become a litmus test for supporting Trump in today's Republican Party. Are you willing to go along with the rhetoric, the exaggerations, then the lies, and ultimately the potential violence in overthrowing democratic elections?
If I had been vice president, I would have told the states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and so many others that we needed to have multiple slates of electors, and I think the U.S. Congress should have fought over it from there. That is the legitimate way to deal with an election that a lot of folks, including me, think had a lot of problems in 2020. I think that's what we should have done.